like hot and heavy.
Well, girl, I'm not sleeping with nobody I only know for 2 weeks, though.
I mean, I was. Oh, 2, 7, and 9.
Okay, got you. 2 baby daddies. You ever been married?
No.
Why you not with the 2-year-old dad?
Because he's very toxic. He lied and manipulated me to even get me.
So, remember, women are going to find a way to try to be the victim, right? And I think that when we have this discussion around wanting God-fearing men, I feel like women think that they can be out here wild, free, and freaky, however long they want to be. And then when they, it's almost like whenever they get tired of, being 3 or 4s, or it's not really working for them anymore. A lot of times women will turn to the church or turn to their, go in that direction, right? Into the religious space, which is why people feel like women are weaponizing religion. And people have used this saying, which is, this is not my word, but this is what people say, that the old 3 or 4s end up being in the church because they get tired of it gets to a point where it's not working anymore. So the next best thing to do is to try to use my religion to say that I'm in the church and I want this man and I want this and I want that. And people are like, but you're not living that way. Okay. This woman right here, we're watching. She's already saying that the 2-year-old dad was a manipulator. He manipulated her to get her. Let's keep going.
He lied about everything, including his name. So I just, yeah. Mm-hmm.
How long did you date him before you found everything out?
He kind of got mad and like blurted everything out. Like we got in an argument, but this was like back in 2022. So
before you got pregnant. So basically he lied, which is fair. Okay, hold on. He lied, which okay. He manipulated you, okay. You ain't know his name, okay. But you found it all out before you got pregnant by him, girl.
No, I didn't even know I was pregnant until like I was 4 months.
See, this is, again, you want a God-fearing man. These are the women, but can't even be accountable. Can't even be an accountable person. This woman just said she found out that the man lied to her about his name, his everything. He was a liar, manipulator, tricked her, quote unquote. She knew all this before she even got pregnant. And still had his baby. Women have learned to use these words, manipulators, gaslighting, narcissists, right? These are very, very cliche words to use, right? And I think men, even the quote unquote God-fearing men, are catching on. And it's like, we're not going to, this is my theory, right? Women feel like a God-fearing man. He is so into his word. He's so fearful of God. He's going to give all this grace. He's going to essentially just allow me to use my past as just my past. God forgives. And I can really lean into this God-fearing man who's going to say, my past don't matter. Okay. That's what they want, honestly. They want a man who's going to say, God, well, God forgives, so I can forgive. God don't judge, so I'm not going to. I mean, God is the only one who can judge me. That is why this is just my theory. This is just I could be all the way wrong, but this is just my theory.
So essentially, we met on Hinge. He matched with me. We met that same night. So how I got pregnant is, when you connect with somebody, we were together like nonstop for 2 weeks. I end up finding out, like hot and heavy.
Well, girl, I'm not sleeping with nobody I only know for 2 weeks though.
I mean, my mindset was, it's just like when you connect with a person, like you feel like you know them like longer. And like I said, like we were together for 2 weeks.
This is a mother of already. She had 2 kids already. Okay. A mother with 2 kids. Right? These were the same women who want a certain type of man, meet a man on Hinge, connect and link with the man the same night. AKA we slept together. That same night I met the man. We together hot and heavy for 2 weeks that you think you know the man. Again, you're telling this story out loud on this dating app show and hoping that you can find a God-fearing man who's going to say to himself, well, God is the only one who can judge her. God is the only one who can judge her. I'm going to love her regardless of who she is. I'm going to love her regardless of her being a hoe. I'm going to like, this is, baby, when I tell you, this is literally the angle that these women are going with this God-fearing men rhetoric.
Straight. So it was just like, you know.
So do you take responsibility for your part? Because that was too fast.
Sure. I played it back in my mind. Like prior to me meeting him, me and my baby daddy, to my first 2 kids, were like in like a complicated spot. Like he was messing with somebody else. I didn't know. I thought we were trying to work it out. So when I played it back, I'm like, oh, he was a rebound. So I wasn't emotionally stable per se. And then, like I said, after, you know, we were still kind of complicated. And then after connecting with somebody like so strongly and so fast, I was like, oh, okay. Kind of like went with the flow. That was a bad mistake because, like I said, I want to say a month after that, he lied about his name, his age, how many kids he had, like everything.
Well, girl, of course he did. You ain't know that man.
But no, here's the thing. But here's the thing. I never had a person lie about their name.
I mean, yeah, that's a
profile. It was like it was just weird. I never encountered someone who lied about, like, if I ask you what is your name.
See, thank you. Hey y'all, thank y'all for being here. Make sure I like the live. Thank y'all for being here. I appreciate y'all. Y'all, I really want women to understand that nobody has to accept your past. Nobody, like, your past is a part of who you are, right? It is. Now, I'm not saying you should let your past dictate the rest of your life, but it can very much play a huge role in your future. And basically how people might treat you, how they might view you, how they handle you. Like we can't change that. Okay. So no matter how close in our faith that we get and how much God is the most forgiving, most merciful, he will forgive us. That does not mean that human being, that man, that God-fearing man, has to say, I'm going to say, forget who she presented herself to be on this Kendra G singles show and leaning on my faith and say, God, like, it's no...
Like, I don't expect you to give me a whole completely different name. If I ask you when you were born, I don't expect you to give me a whole completely different birthday. If I ask you how many kids you have, I don't expect you to say one, you have 6. So I don't know. It was just weird to me. I never.
Okay, so don't cut me off in this moment. But you ain't know him. That's the whole point. You got intimate with a man who you didn't take enough time to get to know in any way. So at the end, don't cut me off, because you keep trying to cut me off. 2 weeks, girlfriend, you don't know nothing about nobody in 2 weeks, child. Like what does Steve Harvey say? It takes 90 days on the job before they give you health care. So you just gotta, I'm not defending him in no way because he lied. But what I'm saying is you moved too fast to like, because you're telling me in 4 months of knowing him, you got pregnant?
No.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like if he would have, because here's the thing, like when I get to know someone, because that's essentially when you get to meet someone, you ask questions to get to know them. I don't expect the person to lie about everything I ask you, number one. And number two, if he would have told me he has 6 kids, he would have been friend zoned right away.
And that's why he ain't tell you, and that's why you got to take responsibility. Hold on. Ain't nobody, he lied because he didn't want you to know everything because he knew you would be out. But that's why we got to take self-accountability and vet longer, because at the end of the day, you know, it's going to be on you, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm not defending his
accountability for my actions. Like I said, I wasn't in the like mental space. I was just, you know, I just found out my baby daddy had tried to put me in a triangle.
Here we go. Here we go. Right there, right? You're going to use, you weren't, again, this is the buildup, y'all. The buildup is I wasn't in the right mental space. So I ended up meeting a man on Hinge, slept with him probably that night, was hot and heavy with him for 2 weeks, sleeping with him nonstop, gets pregnant after I find out that this man is already who he, you know, lied about whoever he is. All the things, the manipulator. So I'm going to use, I was not mentally well. I was not in a good headspace. Again, trying to find a way to weaponize religion is what this is building up to become. And y'all going to see. Weaponizing, because how else can I tell this story and not use the God-fearing thing as my way to still be desirable, you know?
So like like I said, the reason why I was like so hot and heavy is because this is the first person, me and my baby daddy have been together since 2017. So this is the first person I actually had a strong connection with prior to him. So, you know, I thought it was gonna go somewhere. And like I said, well, we met that same night, we matched and we was together for like 3 weeks. That's how I got pregnant. But yeah, so it was just, yeah.
But Ashley, let me jump in. You didn't have a strong connection because it was a lie. I'm trying to get you. You had strong chemistry. You had strong, what is it called? Lust. Mm-hmm. You had strong excitement. But we gotta, we have to rewrite these words, because when you say stuff, I had strong chemistry. No, you don't know nobody in 2 weeks. Okay. It's all fantasy land, and hot and heavy. He might've been attractive, and you know, that's fair, but long-term stuff to really build with somebody, you ain't learning that in 2 weeks.
And then on top of that, you know, I was 26 when I met him. So this is not like me now. This is like I said, a while ago. And again, I wasn't emotionally ready for anything.
See, what I tell y'all, 26 years old with 2 kids, a grown woman, 26 years old with 2 kids. She says she's 30. Okay. She's about to be 31. Okay. So let's do the math. Her son is 2, about to be 3. The math ain't mathing. The math is not mathing. She said 2022, I think. Did she say she met him in 2022? The math ain't mathing. If she was 26 when she met him, she's about to be 31. That's 5 years, right? Not unless she was turning 27 when that year. So maybe we can give her, she was turning 27. We can do 4. Is it mathing, y'all? I don't know if the mathing. Because the son is 2, about to be 3. This story. Y'all about to see. Y'all, the lies just. Yeah. The math ain't mathing. I don't know about this.
Be honest, like me looking back, you're right, 100%. I'm not defending anything. That's why right now I'm abstinent. Like I'm not even, you know. I'm like a whole different, I'm, gonna be 31. Like, I'm not like this. My mindset now, it's not like, and then again, that was the first time ever in my life I had a person lie about everything. So that was kind of like a new kind of like, and then the only reason why I found out is when he got mad and disclosed everything. He was in a whole relationship. So it's just like, it was a lot going on. I take myself accountable, but yeah, that's yeah.
Okay, let me just, I'm listening to you. I gotta just change the YouTube show start time because I can tell we about to be with Ashley for a second, child. Ashley, okay, so that's over.
Mm-hmm,
that's over. You mentioned you're abstinent. You're abstinent until marriage or relationship?
Marriage, no.
Marriage. So now you're abstinent to marriage.
Here we go.
How long you been practicing? How long you been abstinent for?
Now it is. I started February of last year, so about like a month and some change. I mean, a year and some change.
A year and some change.
Okay, so she abstinent. Okay, a year and some change. Okay, so again, I don't. There's nothing wrong with this. You can decide that you want to, be abstinent. You want to save yourself to marriage. There's nothing wrong with that. But you can't expect to tell the world that you met a man, slept with him the night of, slept with him literally hot and heavy for 2 weeks. The story is crazy. He manipulated you. He lied to you. Still got pregnant by him, had his baby, and now you abstinent. Okay. This is where it gets very interesting. Because men hear this, and again, you want me to take you as you are when you come with all of that. When you come with all of that. Here we go. Remember, she's been abstinent for a year and some change since last February. Okay?
It's April, going to be May. So, yeah.
Listen, I respect your choice, and I feel like, but you're going from one extreme to the next. So now you went from, hold on, Ashley, don't cut me off. I'm going to let you talk. We're going to, you can respond after. It's your life, so you can stand in it, but it's going to be definitely 2 weeks. Hot and heavy, all of that is way too fast. Now the new requirement is wedding, and then some men might say you have 3 kids, including a 2-year-old, and I have to agree to be stepfather to these children without having sex with you until the wedding night. So I think they're both extremes, but it's your world. Are you dead set? Are you dead set unless you're a wife, you're not having sex again?
Absolutely. I found, I always had God, but I look a year, like when you go through life, right? And it's like everything is like happening at once, and it's like, woe is me. But it's just like also like you're living in sin, right? So it's like, how could you blame anything but yourself? So you got to reevaluate yourself, look at yourself, and then like, I believe in God. Once I strengthen my relationship with God, it's like I'm following everything in the Bible. I stopped smoking. I barely drink. I don't drink anymore. It's just like, I stopped doing a lot of stuff. So the person I'm looking for is a God-fearing man, number one, who's on the same path as me. I'm not looking for anything else.
All righty. Okay. Again, nothing's wrong with this. There's nothing wrong with deciding that I want to live right. She follows the Bible. Okay. She wants to live right by God. She stopped smoking, stopped drinking. She ain't having sex until she get married. Cool. You can want that. But what you need to realize, this God, again, she wants a God-fearing man who's on the same path as her. Nothing more. Nothing less than that. AKA, I want a man who loves God so much, who's going to go to God about me, and God's going to tell him to give me a chance. despite me being a 304, despite me living this lifestyle, despite me coming with 3 kids, this man who is God-fearing is going to be so forgiving. He's going to be give me so much grace. He's going to want to just wait for me to marriage because he's a God-fearing man. Why do they associate a God-fearing man with the man who's stupid and dumb? Do they think a God-fearing man is dumb? Do they think a God-fearing man is perfect? Do they think God-fearing men don't judge? Like, what do we, at this point, what is it? She said because she's changed her life, which is cool. But what do they really expect out of a God-fearing man when you come in with all this? Let's keep going.
Period. Because that's how you get situationships, I feel. So
yeah, I don't agree with situationships. So you don't got like listen, I think, I do get women that have the no sex to marriage rule, and it's your life. So I just know, like I told you, you're going to be everywhere. So that's definitely going to be a discussion of you being celibate to your wedding night. But let's continue. What do you do for a living, Ashley?
I work for the state. I'm in Georgia, so Peach State.
So Ashley, Georgia, and you work for the state? Mm-hmm. Okay. And I think I have it all. So we got Ashley, 30, Gemini, mom of 3 boys. She's in Georgia, works for the states. 2 baby daddies, never married. No sex until her wedding night. What kind of man you looking for?
A God-fearing man, number 1. You gotta love Jesus. A man who respects his mom. I feel like, because that's.
So she said, God-fearing man, you gotta love Jesus. Is that what they think? Is that what a God-fearing man is to these women? My husband said they want a God-fearing man because they say a man who's not going to cheat. They think a God-fearing man won't cheat. He won't lie. He won't get angry with them. He will just forgive them for everything. Like he'll essentially, they're looking for they're looking for a God, a perfect person, a perfect